What's up, guys? Good to see you. Welcome to the vlog. 48 hours ago, I was in West Palm Beach, Florida. I was there for the Low Carb USA conference. It was an awesome experience. I got to interview Jimmy Moore. I didn't get to get much more content because they prohibited videoing, which really sucked, but nonetheless, I learned a ton. I'll be sharing a lot of my knowledge that I gained with you guys. So now we are in Palm Springs, California. I'm here with the EAS crew. They're having their big national sales meeting. This place is absolutely beautiful. While I'm here, I'll be training a lot of the salespeople, kind of helping people out with their diet and just kind of floating around, meeting people, soaking up more knowledge. So we are going to go get this workout in. This is going to be an awesome day, guys. Let's rock. The workout's about to start here, guys. It's bright and early in the morning and a ton of people showed up. We got like 30 or 40 dedicated people. So what we're gonna do is a body weight boot camp. We're just gonna stimulate all the muscles, get the blood flowing, and at the end of the workout, everybody's gonna feel great, and we're gonna get this day started off on the right foot. The workout's done, everybody survived, everybody's feeling good and confident, so EAS has a big buffet for us, so we're gonna go get some food. All right, guys, so we just got out of the buffet line. Obviously, there were a ton of tempting carbohydrates, but remember, never trade what you want most for what you want in the moment. So I have here 3 scrambled eggs topped with cheese. We have an Eggs Benedict. All I'm gonna do is remove the English muffin on the bottom. It's got pork, a poached egg, and some hollandaise sauce on top of that. And of course, we've got bacon. And I was also able to make a keto coffee. I just took some butter balls, put it in the cup, added some heavy cream. So right now we are getting ready to go in to the very first meeting, the kickoff meeting with the EAS crew in Abbott. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. So I'll see you guys when we get out. All right, guys, we just got back to the room. That was the most epic presentation I've ever been a part of. The energy was electric. There were so many excited people ready to continue the growth of this business in 2017 and keep changing lives. Just in case you guys aren't familiar with this, EAS is owned by a huge company called Abbott Nutrition. They're one of the biggest nutrition companies in the world. Chances are you have seen their products. They cover every stage of life, beginning with infancy. They're the creators of a product called Similac, which is the leading baby formula in the United States and all around the world. They have a product called Ensure. You've probably seen the commercials. They have Pedialyte and Pediasure. They own a company called Advantage, which is a weight loss management shake. They are absolutely huge. In fact, they're also the ones that make the blood ketone monitors. They also make blood sugar monitors. They're just absolutely everywhere. They're a huge powerhouse, and they are very heavy in science. Everything they do is based around science. They don't just throw products out there and hope they fit. They really spend tons and tons of time researching, doing clinical testing before they put a product out. And for me, that's very important, because if I'm putting something in my body every single day, I want to make sure it's actually good for me, right? And in this industry, I hate to say it, and I'm not calling anybody out, but it's very hard to trust, okay? And that's why I'm proud, to be a part of the Myoplex EAS Abbott family, is because I trust them. It's very important for me. I'm going to represent a brand that I believe in, that I know is beneficial for me, and that I can say with absolute confidence is beneficial for you. So that's big time. And I'll tell you what, I feel so blessed to be a part of this company. It's changed my life forever. They've given me a huge platform to be able to help you out, with the launch of the Myoplex Ketogenic and all the exciting things that are coming. It's just going to be an epic journey. So what we're going to do now is I've got a lot of coaching and consultations. It's been really difficult for me to kind of keep up with everything while I'm traveling, but it is my top priority. So instead of doing the phone calls, consultations in my basement at my house, I get to go out and enjoy the sunshine. So I'm gonna do some of that, and then I'll check back in with you guys in a sec. Okay, so we've got some free time. We're allowed to kind of explore this beautiful oasis in the desert. So what better way to do that than head up a mountain? I'm not climbing up the mountain, but I am taking a trolley system that takes you 8,500 feet up in the air. It's gonna be an awesome trip. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. It's gonna be a long way up, so I'm taking my Myoplex Ketogenic shake, so I'll see you at the top. We're taking this little trolley, taking this up. Mike, you nervous?
A little bit.
We made it to the top of the mountain. We are 8,500 feet up in the air. It is absolutely freezing, snowpack. That was a very exhilarating trip. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting nervous because the little tram thing was going around in a circle, and every once in a while I would get a big bump, but nonetheless, we made it to the top.
2 hours later.
All right, I have one word to describe Palm Springs: breathtaking. This place is absolutely amazing. That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever done. I was definitely not prepared. I only wore this, and the degrees was like 15 degrees. It just went from warm down here to freezing cold snow, Arctic tundra up there, but nonetheless, it was a very cool experience. On the trip, somebody from the EAS team asked me, hey, is it hard to do what you do? I'm like the anti-carb guy. I'm the guy that's taking away everybody's drugs, freaking people out about carbs, and I think about that a lot, and yes, the answer is yes, it is very difficult, because everybody loves their carbs, and I'm just the guy that's trying to take away your fun, but I believe in my heart that it's the right thing to do. It's a tough fight, but it's a fight worth fighting, man, because I look around and I come in contact with so many people that just struggle with losing weight and they don't know why. And I feel like, that I owe it to them to tell them the truth, whether or not they can do it or not. At least I can be the guy that's telling you the truth about this stuff. And, I go to bed a lot of times, with all kinds of messages that I have to read on YouTube, vegans and people like that want to call me out and things like that, but I just keep pressing on. And I feel like people are going to start waking up. For the last 20, 30 years, we've been screwed and sabotaged by big food companies, big pharmaceutical companies. Even the government's not helping us out. And it's up to us to help ourselves out. And I'm just one small part in what I think is going to have to be just a huge movement of people waking up. The awareness is getting there. It's definitely difficult, but you've got celebrities who are coming onto the ketogenic diet. That helps a lot. People like myself who just dedicate their lives to helping other people and spreading the truth helps out a lot. But I'll tell you what helps out the most. It's you. Okay, it's you. Getting over your fears, going against what giving something a shot, getting results, and then paying it forward by helping your family, by helping your friends, and just spreading the word as much as you possibly can. That's where the biggest impact comes. And so for all of you who are successful on this diet, be leaders, okay? It's not easy to explain the diet. There's so many different questions, but every little bit helps. So, with your success could come the success of somebody else. So every chance you get, spread the word. Check out the view for lunch, guys. I need to be out on that golf course. So What we've got here is there were just a bunch of different sandwiches, so I grabbed the roast beef. I didn't want to get the turkey or the chicken because roast beef has higher fat content. Don't freak out about the bread. Obviously, I'm gonna take that off and then I'm just gonna eat the roast beef and the cheese. There was this beautiful spinach Cobb salad. It's got bacon and there were some eggs in there. I was that guy and I added as many eggs as I possibly could. And then we also have a tomato mozzarella salad. I was very excited to see that, an excellent keto-friendly food. All right, we just got back to the room here. I've been traveling for the past 6 days, and it's absolutely unbelievable how surrounded you are with carbohydrates, how tempting they are, how food companies are just experts at putting this stuff in front of you. Every single step you take, it's almost like you hit a carb. And it kind of makes it difficult. You know, you really have to be dedicated and you have to resist the temptation as much as possible. So at the airport, it was horrible. And every single hotel that I've been staying in has a mini bar that's just jam-packed full of, guess what? Carbohydrates. They're gonna stick them in my room. So what I've got here is a huge layout of what was inside the mini bar here at my hotel in Palm Springs. So I'm just gonna go over a few of these items and address them one by one. So let's start off with orange juice and apple juice. Now, most people think, you know, fruit juice is okay, especially kids, moms that give their kids tons and tons of fruit juice. Guess how many carbohydrates are in one single thing of orange juice? Ready for this? 51 grams of carbohydrates. 51. That's absolutely unbelievable. This would bust your macros in one setting, and that's enough, especially if you're a child, to raise your blood sugar sky high. Insulin comes out and you're in fat storage mode forever just with one of these. Of course, there is Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, you name it, they've got it in the cooler here. So in my opinion, this is what wrecks America. There's a lot of debate and things about whether or not diet soda spikes your insulin and blood sugar. I've talked about this before. Stay away from this stuff as much as you possibly can. It's just poison in a can. Beer and liquor. Now, I get a lot of questions about this, whether or not you can drink alcohol on a ketogenic diet. You know, the answer is really that alcohol prohibits your body from burning fat, okay? Whether it knocks you out of ketosis or not is a different story. It just simply locks up the fat cells and does not allow you to burn fat. Now, as all of you know, if you're following my keto cycle program, I do allow you to intake some alcohol on your carb day in moderation, but in general, stay away from the alcohol. We've got the king of carbohydrates, Oreos. I don't even have to tell you, these are clearly, you know, not keto friendly. They will make you store tons and tons of fat. Yes, they're delicious, but you just gotta pass them up. Red Bull energy drinks. I get a ton of people who ask me about these as well. The marketing companies do such a great job. Zero sugar, you know, 0 calorie, all this, that, and the other. There's a million different brands out there. I stay away from energy drinks. I feel like they're kind of in the category with Coca-Cola. They're just super bad for you. The ingredients in there just tear your insides up. You don't need them, and I highly suggest if you're on a ketogenic diet or if you're even trying to lose weight in general, you know, you gotta stay away from the energy drinks. Just stick with coffee and you'll be good. Speaking of coffee, we have some creamer here. There's a bunch of different types of creamer. The flavored creamers are a big no-no. They're loaded with tons of sugar, so just use heavy whipping cream or full-fat milk in your coffee. All right, we've got gummy bears and a cute little bear jar. Gummy bears are one of the highest glycemic foods you could ever eat. If you're not familiar with what the glycemic index is, it's basically a scale between 0 and 100, and they rank foods according to how much they impact your blood sugar. So 100 is things like white bread, pure cane sugar, okay? Fruit on average, most fruits out there are like around 70, 60, somewhere in that range. And just as a side note, on the fruit topic, you know, berries are the best type of fruit if you just must have fruit. I know a lot of people on the ketogenic diet really hate the fact that you can't eat fruit. Depending on whether or not you can tolerate it or not, you can throw some berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries in your diet, and you might not have a problem staying into ketosis. But these gummy bears are a 100 out of 100 on the glycemic index. So clearly, you know, the bear is no good. We have Pringles I love Pringles, man. I haven't eaten them in a very long time and I'm not gonna eat them now. Okay, so there were only 3 things that I could eat on a ketogenic diet out of all the food they put in the mini bar. The first one is beef jerky, right? The thing about beef jerky is a lot of times, especially when you get like the flavored, like the teriyaki beef jerky, there are a lot of carbs in it and sugars, especially with the big brands. I'm not really sure why, but they always seem to have way more sugar and carbs than most other brands. So you really have to watch out for that. If you get beef jerky, just select the one that has the lowest amount of carbohydrates. I came prepared and I brought my own beef jerky. This beef jerky here has 8 grams of carbohydrates. This beef jerky that I brought has 1 gram of carbohydrates. And another thing, I noticed that like the local purveyors, the local companies that put out beef jerky, they always seem to have less carbohydrates than the big brands. We've got peanuts and we've got pistachios. So interestingly enough, of all the nuts, these are probably the worst. Peanuts you want to use in moderation. You can have peanut butter, but you don't want to overdo it. There's actually been a few studies that link increased peanut consumption with excess weight, adiposity. So kind of keep it easy on the peanuts. When it comes to cashews and pistachios, they are the same way. You want to avoid those 2 nuts. They're higher glycemic. They don't have as much fiber. And depending on how tolerant you are with carbohydrates, you know, they will put you in fat storage mode. So I actually came prepared and I brought my own mixture of nuts here. So I have macadamia nuts, almonds, walnuts, and pecans. I stick with those 4 nuts. They are the most beneficial. Of those 4, macadamia nuts reign supreme. Unfortunately, they're also the ones that cost the most. But I also brought seeds, sunflower seed kernels here. These are also great as well. So that wraps up the little mini bar experience here. I just want to reinforce the fact, guys, that you know, when you're cutting carbs and you're on this diet, it really is amazing to see how often and how frequent you come across them in your life. And this is the reason why, you know, 3 out of 4 people in this country are overweight and 1 out of 3 people are obese and half the population is pre-diabetic, is just because the carbs are everywhere. And if you don't know better, you know, you might think, you know, hey, these gummy bears, you know, they're very low calorie, but the damage they cause to you is terrible. So you just have to stay strong. You have to stay dedicated. When you come across these foods, you just have to remind yourself that you're on a mission and that this is just going to set you back. One more thing, I just found the price list. Obviously everything on this list is outrageously expensive, but I found something very interesting. These cute little gummy bears, they're gonna help you store fat and lead to diabetes. They cost $8.50. These healthy nuts also cost $8.50. What a freaking ripoff. All right, guys, we just got back to our room. It's been such an amazing day. We went 8,500 feet up into the air. I met so many amazing people. I sat through so many valuable meetings and just gained a lot of knowledge, and I'm truly grateful for this opportunity. I just had dinner. I wasn't able to vlog my dinner while I was there because there was like 1,000 people around. It was super loud and I didn't want to be that guy with the camera. So what I did was I wrote down everything I ate because I just want to share with you guys what I had for dinner. So we started off with a salad with ranch dressing. They had like a vegetable medley there. So I had green beans, yellow squash, cauliflower, and I avoided the carrots. Now here's the deal with carrots. They are a little bit higher glycemic, meaning of all the vegetables, they raise your blood sugar up more than like broccoli, spinach, kale, the green leafy stuff, because they don't have a lot of fiber. The same is also true for onions and bell peppers. Now, somebody like me, I can get away with it. It's not going to kick me out of ketosis, but sometimes I like to avoid it. if you're insulin resistant, right, and you tend to put on weight very easily, I would, think twice about eating the carrots, onions, and bell peppers. If you do, just use them in moderation. So we also avoided the chicken. I don't remember the last time I ate chicken. The simple reason is because it's very high in protein and very low in fat. And as you all know, the ratio is 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs. And it's very hard to get that fat without going over protein, and chicken just makes that even more difficult. So instead, I got the steak. It was absolutely amazing. The steak came with potatoes, so all I did was just avoid the potatoes for obvious reasons. And then finally, they had sea bass with asparagus. Fish is absolutely amazing on this diet. It was delicious. And asparagus, if you don't know, is a natural diuretic. I eat that as much as I possibly can just to flush out excess water. So now, I'm just gonna relax, kick my feet up, answer a few emails. I can't wait to get back home. I've been traveling for the past 6 days. I've done really, really well on my diet. Everything was great, but I just miss Carly and I miss Paxton, and I just want to get back to my normal routine. So I'm excited to get back home. Guys, I thank you so much, for following along with me, being a part of this journey with me. We're in this together. I'm in this every step of the way with you. I truly care about you and your progress. I'm trying to teach you as much as I possibly can. I'm educating myself as much as I possibly can so I can help you out as well. I appreciate all the positive feedback that you guys have given me. This is going to be an epic journey together. So I will see you in the next vlog, guys. As always, keep up the good work and much love.